Right, 1 minute and I'll get going because I'm just going to see if I can get me in the corner as well.
I thought pregnant. I thought Randy was. Feel better, man. That's
How's it going, y'all? Can y'all hear me?
We can hear you, Antoine. Can you hear us?
Yes, sir. How y'all doing today?
Cool. Right, we should be streaming now. If somebody just wants to quickly check YouTube for me, that you can also hear us on there.
Yeah, it's working. The description, the header still says, Joke and Nifty Comedians present Chris Clark on the live video.
Oh, right. I'll have to... I'll resolve that on the next one. Yeah,
Okay.
I'll edit it afterwards. Andy, are you able to speak now? I don't know that he's able to. Okay, well we'll proceed without Andy for now. And you can make do with the multiple me's on. Hang on, why have we lost that? 2 secs. My OBS is playing up. Right, that should be working now. Antoine, can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir. I hear you great.
Cool, okay. Well, we'll get going. As with all of these, I think we'll make sure Andy says he can't speak for some reason. As with all of these things, we're going to be respectful of everybody's time and keep it as short as possible. Yes, we can hear you. We can hear you.
You guys now.
Yeah, we can hear you swearing now, Andrew. Can you? You'll have to go on mute. If you're sabotaging my AMA now, bugger off. I'll kick you off the stage if you're not careful. Right. Hang on. I'll move you to the audience. There you go. That got rid of him. Yeah, as always, we're going to be respectful with what we do in terms of people's time. So it's only going to be a short update today. I had a really long conversation with the guys at Future Tech. And for those of you that haven't read the update in the announcement channel, we have a date for the release of the apartments. The last date that it will be. So the way they've set it up is they are going to aim at the 19th of May. We will try and achieve it before then. The only issue is the week before that I'm away on holiday, and I'm not really minded to spend a day of my holiday dishing out apartments because there's bound to be technical issues. We'll want to do lives. We'll want to do. We'll want to be in the Infiniverse. We will want to be able to, watch it happen. Now, the really big part of this is that we will be able to see the Joke district within the Infiniverse grow around us. So we will be able to go in and walk around and see new Joke apartments being added all the time to the buildings in the area which we select. And that area has not been 100% confirmed yet. It's looking like it may well be the Popsicle area, but that's not 100% confirmed. So it will be next to one of our clubs. It's not going to be the Grand Central area because, frankly, we can't afford to buy 3,000 apartments around the Grand Central area. Bear with me because I'm not 100% back to normal yet, and Mr. Price has got COVID as well. So, Andy, if you can just do us a favour and put the list of next events into the chat or send it to me on WhatsApp, I'll read it out. And I can see you're trying to speak, but it's not coming through. So, yeah, you're very crackly. So yeah, going back to the issuance of apartments, you will have to be verified on Collabland on Discord. You will have to have connected your wallet, and you will have to have a Multiverse Online account. You do not have to have an Oculus headset if you want to enjoy the full experience and coming in there and select your apartment and wander around and look for the apartment and grab it as it comes available. Then you will need a headset. Either that, or you're just going to have to take a lucky dip and go on first come first served. So from a technical perspective, the Infiniverse cannot add literally 1,000 apartments to the map in a matter of seconds. So I did have somebody asking me today, how, you know, is there going to be a rush? What time of day are the apartments going to start to be released? If it turns out to be the 19th of May, let's say it is, it's likely to be early-ish in the day UK time, because we will have technical things to cope with. We will have to issue. So what's going to happen is everybody who's verified will be issued a number of tokens. So these are redeem codes that you can use in Multiverse Online as if they were, for in effect, MetaCoin. So a joke apartment will become available. To get it, you will have to go onto that building, call up the for sale, and you will then use your code to buy it. Those apartments cannot be bought with MetaCoin. Okay, they can only be bought with the codes that we issue to our Jungle Cat holders. So don't worry, you won't, you know, you're not gonna nobody randomly can be wandering around in the Infiniverse and grab one of those apartments. It can only go to one of our redeem code holders, right? That's if you're in the app. If you haven't got an Oculus Quest headset, you will be able to use your redeem code on the Multiverse Online site. So you will go, for example, to multiverseonline.io/XYZ123X2, whatever the code is, and it will take you to a web page to attach that apartment to your Multiverse account. Obviously, if you do it that way, you haven't got any idea where that apartment is, other than it's in the vicinity of the Joke Club. And we are going to put all of you all in one area so that we create a community, and then we will create the joke/comedy district within the Infiniverse and be featured on their map as such. So that's pretty cool that they're going to be prepared to do that. But Oculus and Future Tech and Multiverse will all advertise this as an event for us. We are going to tie a comedy event into it as well, so we will try and get some decent name comedians to perform during that 24-hour period. If you're not aware, what is going to happen is one apartment will be added each minute, or that is the way it's been explained to me at the moment, because if there are a lot of people wandering around in that area, and potentially thousands of people, the buildings need to grow. I.e., when an apartment is added, the building will increase in size. So we can't suddenly be adding apartments one after the other to multiple buildings, because it has the potential to break the Infiniverse if we do that. So from a tech perspective, a piece of code or a script will run, and it will add one apartment per minute, and they will appear with Joke logo on them, and that's where you will know that they've been added. Now, the chances are, and I'm not preempting what's going to happen, if there's a whole bunch of people in there trying to grab them, which is probably what will happen is each one's going to pop up and it's going to be fastest finger first, or somebody who hasn't got a headset is going to take their code and redeem it. What I don't want to see is like hundreds of people within the first 5 minutes going, "Oh, I can't get my apartment, it's not working, there's an error." All that's going to mean is somebody else has grabbed that one off the list. And personally, I don't think there's any FOMO or any panic, because you'll get your apartment. You might just have to wait, okay? So you might just have to leave it and come back in a couple of hours and grab one. Or you can keep trying. But what we're not going to be doing is answering loads of support tickets, because we need people to be aware. If, for example, 500 apartments are attempted to be claimed within the first 10 minutes, there will only be 10 allocated. So I can't serve up another 490 magically. They can only be released 1 minute at a time, okay? So hopefully that is clear. We will reiterate this probably many times over the coming weeks up until the drop date. The really exciting part of this is, and this is not public knowledge, and this is not me making an announcement on behalf of Future Tech, or me speaking out of school, but they are absolutely going to NFT the entirety of that Infiniverse. We as joke holders will all have bespoke apartments. So if you choose to sell your apartment within the game before such time as the Infiniverse turns into an NFT project, that is up to you, okay? But being in the fact that our apartments will be completely unique compared to any others in the game, then, well, personally, I won't be selling any of mine. Not for a very long time, or not until if you imagine a scenario when people are running around buying apartments within the Infiniverse as NFTs, and San was even talking about getting the dev done on this really quickly. There will be testing of this over the period. Once our apartments have released, they are going to start testing this tech, and we are, as I'm told by San, a very valuable part of the Infiniverse, because we are the test bed for all of what's going on. So we are an integral part. We are one of their main partners. We were their first business open, and there's hundreds of businesses starting to open in there now. I did say this on the last AMA. I've been invited to go on to Rich Sheffrin's Strategic Profits. It's a podcast / vlog, but he has some of the world's top marketers on there. And when I mean top, I mean your Todd Browns, etc. You know, the people who are the top 1% of the 1% are all people who follow Rich, because he's the person who invented the webinar, believe it or not. But Rich has invited me on there to talk about business in VR and metaverses, and we should get quite a lot of attention from that. Apart from the fact, we also are going to get a lot of attention from the fact that we are going to get this event advertised on Oculus, advertised by Future Tech, advertised by Multiverse, and a lot of people are going to come into that area to watch it grow. So you will see the buildings growing. People over a period of a day, people are going to get really excited, and it will be our community staking a claim to a place on the map pretty much forever within the Infiniverse. So it's a really good time to get involved, but it's also a brilliant time to start really pushing the token from now until that 19th of May drop date. On top of that, we've had conversations with the devs about staking the NFTs, so that's coming. I'm still working on the tokenomics of that staking, because it's going to depend how many people stake as to what rewards we offer to each Jungle Cat holder, I'm looking at a scenario where I would like people to hold Joke Token alongside their Jungle Cat in order to get greater rewards. So that's where we'll be going with that, and therefore if you're not a holder of the token at the moment, I'll drop a hint that you may well wish to have at least 1 million Joke Tokens in your wallet, which currently is about $230 worth. So going forwards, we're looking to support the token, and obviously going further into the future, we're looking to get the outside world paying with the token to attend our events. We've had lots more conversations this week with more comedians. Andy's got a list of events. I haven't seen them come through on WhatsApp yet, Andy. Let me just have a quick look. Yeah, he's got Monday the 11th. So that's not the first one though, Andy. We've got Dave Arena's event on the 1st of April, haven't we?
Correct. You can't hear me, though. Yes.
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Oh, you can hear me. Right. I don't know what's going on there. Yeah. Sorry, I just stripped them out of the document, Simon. So first one is Thursday night. It's open mic night Thursday night this week. Then Dave Arena on Friday night, and then we've got 3 Mondays with Sacred Cow. Tuesday the 18th, a comedy and crypto event, and then we've got 3 days for the 5th, 6th, and 7th, also for Nifty. And there's also some other plans to book a couple of more snookies in and some more Nifty as well, at least. So yeah, it's going to be a full month coming up.
Cool.
In the Grand Central Club.
So it'll be, we'll put it across all the clubs.
All the clubs.
And one more thing.
Oh, hey, Andy, I'll send you those charts.
Oh, sorry.
Go 3K.
Hey, Andy, I'll go through it, okay?
I was just gonna say I was trying to add the shows to the events page, but I was trying to take my time because I thought it would look better if we had the shows in order. And I was trying to do it in order. I think I was doing it pretty well so far. I started with the open mic night, and then the next show it was Dave's show, and then the next show is going to be, I believe, on April the 4th as well. After that, I'm not sure if I did it in the correct order or if I should be even posting it in there at the moment. So
yeah, well, I'll do 3K. Katie and I have just worked on reorganising how we schedule things, because things are coming to us at slightly different times. So we book them in as we get them from different parts. But we're then going to do another sheet which we've done, which we'll reorder. So what I'll do, I'll make sure that I send that information to you in the correct order, so you've got that, and I'll also make sure you've got any of the graphics if you need them.
Yeah, definitely. I'll definitely. If you send that to me, I'll be happy to post it.
Yeah. Cheers. Thank you. I'll sort that out for you over the coming day.
Awesome. Thank you.
Cheers.
Yeah, cool.
Feel
So loads.
Cheers, thank you.
Yeah, loads of events coming up this month. April's going to be a load more events. May we'll look to expand even further. We will be expanding into the other metaverses. I think, we've got a beta version in Alt Spaces at the moment. It's not working for everybody because we're just working on changing that into working on the Oculus headset. It works on Windows at the moment, and we're just going to get the Alt Space VR Oculus Quest version hopefully in the next 24 hours. Also, the website's being finished. Touch wood today, latest tomorrow. So the new website will be up, so we can start directing people to that. That will particularly please Mark. I know that. But yeah, it's a big. Yeah, well, no, it's been a struggle with that website.
We want to please Mark.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yes.
But it's been. Well, we had difficulties because it was built on a platform that we're not, pretty much nobody's familiar with. So we've had to convert it to WordPress so that we can all edit it regularly. and put all the events on there. But we really want to start getting people farming. Those of you that aren't farming at the moment, you are, I don't want to say devaluing, but if you hold Joke Token and you are not farming it at the moment, or pooling it, or pooling Night to earn Joke, and you haven't watched the videos on farming or staking, you are losing out massively to those that are. And I know it's okay holding a token, and long term, you know, I know people look at, you know, the value of a token long term on a chart. You can be earning passive income right now just by holding the token, and why wouldn't you? So if you do get a chance, there is a video on the farming. Again, if you're unsure, people in here, there's lots of people in here that are doing it. We've got a tremendous amount now locked into NightSwap in terms of liquidity, and I've had a congratulatory call with Nick, who runs NightSwap, telling me, you know, they're really pleased on how the project's going. It's putting us on a solid footing. I don't know pretty much any other projects that are out there that are doing what we're doing in terms of delivering, you know, actual metaverse content. There's very, very few, and especially any that have got a token. You know, there's a lot out there that have got a token and have got the promise of a metaverse, or they're promising land. So if you look at, for example, Everdome, which is, it's a project that I'm invested in. I put some money into Everdome, and this is not by any means financial advice. Make your own decisions, and whenever you click a buy button, that is your own choice, right? But Everdome, I am invested in it because you can buy their token and you can stake it, so you can earn more Everdome, a bit like what you can do with Joke. They are a metaverse project, and they are tied up with MetaHero. Now, MetaHero, as far as I can see, is part of Sony, and Everdome are trying to become one of the metaverses. But their land sale is happening this Thursday. I will be buying land for this project in that project this week. We've already bought land in other metaverses, and we are going to announce something next week, which is going to mean that potentially all of you and everybody who holds a Jungle Cat will get alpha, or will get a whitelist spot into buying land as a collaborative effort. So we as a project are going to go out and buy as much we need to as a project, dominate across all of the metaverses as they pop up, right? So we want to be on Sandbox, on Decentraland, on Altspaces, on Everdome, on Pavia, on as many as you can name. We want to have a joke club, and you know, when we're running comedy events, ticket money is going to come from all of those spaces. Now, if you're unsure how big that is going to be, San Shepherd of the Infiniverse was talking to me about the potential of having over 1 million people on events next year. And I know next year in crypto might as well be 10 years away, but they are, well, I nearly said something I'm not allowed to say, but they have something very, very big coming out in a couple of 3 months' time. They will announce, as part of what we're doing. We have been offered the opportunity to go into the next step of what they're doing, which I'm not going to tell you what it is. We will then, well, yeah, I'll be very careful what I say, but there's something very exciting on the horizon for them. Oh, and now Andy's even asking me what the Big Sand thing is, because he wasn't on the particular meeting which I had with them for an hour. And Andy, I'll let you know when we're off air, because it's important that you know. If I can get mods and admins commitment that they will not tell a single soul, then and I can trust them, I will let them know what's happening. But there's something very, very, very exciting that's going to happen with the Infiniverse, over and above the fact that they are going to NFT it. But personally, you know, my belief in what they're doing in terms of actually creating a metaverse that is populated properly before you go ahead and monetize it all, for me is genius. Because when that day comes that they launch, and I'm going to throw some numbers out there, and you guys can hold me to this in the future when it all maybe or doesn't come to fruition, but when they come through with, let's say, 100,000 NFTs in the Infiniverse, and there is a mass FOMO where people come to buy that land, and obviously the people that are already in the Infiniverse, so they have 500,000 plus people already registered and having used the Infiniverse. I'm not saying they're all using it now, but once you start speaking to that number of people, and this announcement that they're talking about isn't going to happen for probably 2 or 3 months, and they have a massive push to grow that number, and we as a project are at the heart of helping advise and strategize with what that is, I think you'll find that everybody that attends our AMAs may well get an inside track into the inner workings of what's going to be available to everybody to put a footprint down in one of the metaverses that will become enormous, right? You know, well, you can, like, you've all heard me speak about how close to meta these guys are, and it's not a stretch to see that this becomes on the radar of some very, very, very big projects very quickly. It's just it's a case of them timing their entry into the market, and I'll not really say an awful lot more about it than that. So yeah, look forward to the 19th of May. That'll be an exciting day for us all. Well, it'll probably be a very exciting day for Andy and I for at least 24 hours, because we'll be issuing codes left, right and centre as people want to claim. We will have the codes prior to the date, and we will do our very best to have them in people's hands so that they can claim as soon as the opportunity arises. But I will say it again, just bear in mind, you know, when these apartments are getting issued at 1 per minute and you all jump on and try and get them, there is going to be an element of, well, what's gone wrong, you know, and there will not be anything going wrong. It will just be the fact that you're going to have to wait and get in the queue. So I'll apologise in advance for that, but the tech dictates how these apartments can get allocated. The other thing that I am going to put down as an absolute line in the sand, and this will not get moved under whatever circumstances anybody brings forth, whether they beg me, offer me their firstborn child, or anything other than that, the window for claiming the apartments will be 30 days, and there will be no exception, because the guys at Future Tech need to close that process down within that period. Okay, they can't leave it open forever, because technical constraints mean we need to lock those buildings down and assign the district as the comedy zone, or whatever it ends up being called. And we will then get some, so you might have seen in the Infiniverse, there are objects popping up, such as, you know, pots of gold, or leprechauns, or dinosaurs, or space shuttles, or all these sort of things are popping up in the Infiniverse. If you want to have some input into what gets dropped in the joke zone, or whatever it, and the name of that zone, so, you know, I did say to San, we may end up calling it Comedy Decentral. He wasn't too keen when I said that, because he thought it might bring on a copyright claim, but it may just end up as the joke community, or Joking Jungle Cats, or whatever it ends up as. But I'm sure as a community we can come up with something super creative that's going to get people to come and join us in our area, because there are other communities. You've got Dave Salt is on here. He's building incredibly well the UK Zone and Dave, so that you know, and if you're listening, we have in the dev plan for this week within in the Infiniverse the ability to link the doors within the joke clubs up to the communal areas in the clubs that you've built, so that people can go for after parties after the joke events. They can go to the nightclubs and meet up with people and just, you know, like hear music, etc. So we're building a whole, or Dave is building a whole network of nightclubs within the Infiniverse, and I'm sure we'll get him on at some point to talk us more through what his project is and how that's working. So Dave, yeah, congratulations on everything you're doing. But he's built the UK district, that's now expanding to the Irish district. We've had Busyzilla, she's been building the Alliance City. We've got a new club in Alliance City, and I think somebody will correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that kicks off on the 1st of April as a launch, and there's loads of people building over there. If you can, you know, get involved in the multiverse and Infiniverse chats. As soon as we've got this new website up, we are going to really start shilling hard on Twitter and Facebook and talking all over wherever we can about the token, because that's the really big push. Part of what we're going to announce next week will relate to KuCoin, so that's going to be an exciting announcement when we get to make it. It's not that we will not be joining KuCoin next week, but we've got a roadmap to that point, which we think we can now implement. That'll be a really exciting development, and it will bring us a whole load more holders. But we've got ourselves into a situation where we've got a really, really solid base. We've built up the LP, night swaps behind us, the farms are running, shows are running, more and more shows are coming, bigger name comedians. We've got meetings this coming week with some top management groups. People are coming to us. We actually got asked by one of the world's top comedy management groups. The question from them was, what does it cost us to get involved? And when we said no, it's free, we just want your content and we want your comedians to come and perform in our clubs, their mouths dropped open. They thought it was going to cost them to do this. Let me give you some figures, because I couldn't quite believe the numbers of people that are coming into our clubs. So the last set of events that were Nifty and the Snookies event, albeit that it was, in my opinion, the audio wasn't the best, could have been better, and we're working on improving that. The comedy wasn't necessarily up to it wasn't the type of comedy that I enjoy, but loads of people enjoyed it. There were between 12 and 18,000 people in our Grand Central Club in that first 24 hours of that event. Now, we haven't got live statistics, because I would love to be able to pull up like an analytics dashboard that tells me how many people are in the clubs at any one particular given moment. That doesn't exist yet, but the guys at Future Tech are building it. But to see that there were over 12,000 unique visitors into our club, like I was speaking to somebody today, right, and this is you guys won't believe this, but this was Cambridge University, and you won't know that I once went there it was just before COVID, to take part in a lecture at Cambridge talking about marketing. And this call goes out to the guy who was saying I know nothing about marketing, because I was actually helping Cambridge University market. But anyway, there you go. But they had a conversation with me today, and Andy isn't privy to this information either, because he and I work so hard on this project continually that we don't have time to attend meetings with both of us on it. But I was speaking to the guys at Cambridge University today about them running lectures in the Infiniverse, because I started they genuinely wanted to know what I was up to, started talking to them about the joke project, started talking to them about VR and what they can do. And then we started talking about, well, what if we got a particularly famous professor from Cambridge University to hold a series of lectures in the Infiniverse? And I went, yeah, we can make that happen for you. It's not gonna really impact the joke project, but just to sort of show you the level of people that are coming to us, talking to us about our project, other projects, the Infiniverse, and we're doing everything we can to support the Infiniverse as they are us. So, you know, we are very, very close to them now. So we should have in the next week the Altspace Club open. So we'll encourage people to go in there and have a look. That's actually was designed by my 14-year-old son, he has spent hundreds and hundreds of hours in VR compared to me. I beg to find anybody who can find anybody who knows as much about VR as he does. He programs at an incredible level. It's going to be his future career, and he's helping us with building what would otherwise probably cost us thousands of dollars. He wants a new monitor, so his dad's going to buy him a new monitor if he builds the Altspace Club for us, which I think was pretty good value for us. He will then go on to help us build the other elements within it, and therefore, if you guys have got suggestions when you've been in there, and I know there's others in here that have been in Altspaces a hell of a lot more than I have, if you've got ideas, point us in the right direction of what we need to be doing, and we will make that happen. So that'll be our next port of call. That same space that he's built is in Unity, so it's fully game devved. It's to the specs that will live also within other games. So we will then have the ability to have effectively our own dev team in-house who doesn't cost us anywhere near what a real dev team would cost. And when my son finds this out, and if he can be bothered to listen to one of our AMAs, which we're now 37 minutes into, which I very, very much doubt, he might be able to earn himself a couple more monitors and an upgrade to his PC, which is what I know he's after. But and I can see he's not in the audience listening, which is always a good sign. But he did fix my Discord, so we'll give him that one. But yeah, he's working hard. That space is still also going to be developed into another club within the Infiniverse. But as you guys will probably know, the majority of everything that gets devved comes out of Unity now, and can then be adapted to these other metaverses. We are, as we say, going to announce something really special. I'm going to try and make that during this AMA next week, or we may have a special event AMA particularly for the event that we're going to announce, and that's going to be to do with the land that we want to go ahead and purchase in the other metaverses. So I have opened another channel within another channel within Discord for VR spaces. We want your input in there urgently. We want people to go and find where you want us to go as a project. So if you find another metaverse that you think we need to be in, and I've had others suggested to me this week, and we've gone and looked at them, and a couple of them are not mature enough yet for us to spend money and time and dev on. But if you find there are spaces that you think we need to be in, and one of those, for example, is NFT Worlds. Now, if you want to buy an NFT world at the moment to dev, it's going to cost $35,000 just for the land, which we as a project are not going to buy yet. We have a plan in place to buy that land, and that's going to involve other people within the project and an opportunity for everybody. But we're not going to buy that land just yet. There are, as I say, I'm going to be buying into Everdome. We've bought Pavia, we've bought Big Worlds. There's others that we're looking at. But yeah, please help us find these other metaverses that you want us to be in. Particularly like 3K has brought us into Altspaces. You know, Altspaces is an incredible experience, but everybody's going to have their favourites, and they're all going to have different benefits and drawbacks. And how we're going to win as a project is being able to be in all of them and see what is working in each one and adapting how we're working in each of the metaverses by learning from the entire metaverse. So please get involved. We intend fully to be the project that is clearly... I had somebody come to me this week saying, well, you're not the first open mic night. You know, like I had somebody saying to me previously, you know, you're not the first project to run a comedy club in VR. No, we're not. But we will be the first to be across all the metaverses and to be able to run multiple events on a daily basis and hand control to world leading comedy clubs and comedians and sit back and then have our NFT marketplace and our ticketing system and our members benefit from the content. So everyone else is gonna... There's a lot of people out there that are... There's a project launching on the 1st of April. I'm not going to name it because I don't want to advertise it. But we are the first, as Andy's just pinged me, we are the first in the Infiniverse to run an open mic night. And somebody had the hump saying, well, you're not the first to run an open mic night in the metaverse. No, we're not. But we are the first in the Infiniverse. And that's, if you read that advert, as you will, some people have read it as the first open mic night in the metaverse. Well, fine. If you want to cop the hump, fine. But there's another comedy project that's launching supposedly into NFT worlds as an NFT drop on the 1st of April. I don't think that they will have bought the NFT land, or they will have bought that NFT world as yet. We will be in NFT worlds, and as soon as we open in Decentraland, Sandbox, NFT worlds and others all at the same time, you guys need to think what that does to the value of the Jungle Cats and the token, and the exposure that it brings and the amount of exposure we're going to get off the event with Oculus. So think about adding up those numbers where we've had 18,000 people into an event that we promoted, and it wasn't necessarily pushed hard on Oculus for a 6-week period. We could have, sorry, let's not say could, we will probably have 50,000 people at that event over a 24-hour period. I'll be very surprised if it's not 100,000 people. We as a group need to be in there on that day. This is our opportunity to shill the project. This is our opportunity to people go, what on earth is going on here in the Infiniverse, and how have these guys suddenly got land across all of the metaverses, and what's happening with this token? Because at the moment we still have a very limited number of holders on the token. Think about 10-20xing that and 10-20xing the price, because that's where we want it to go. Okay, and again, not financial advice, but if you look at what happened to this business when we went into Houston and a few people, maybe a few hundred people bought into the token, the opportunity here is to line everything up as a perfect storm and get everything around that week of the 19th of May, i.e. KuCoin, Decentraland, Sandbox, NFT Worlds, others, clubs open across all of those, and then driving revenue when we start putting world name comedians into those clubs. That's when it gets off the scale ridiculous. Okay, so everything we've done, I think we've said I don't think we've broken any promises. I have got a couple of people chasing me for the $50 reward that was for sweeping the floor, so I'm very grateful to the people that swept the floor. They did open tickets, some of them, not everyone, but if you're listening and you were one of those people, you need to open a ticket in Discord. I need the transaction hash and I need your wallet address, but I need the wallet address that I'm paying to be the wallet that bought the Jungle Cat, okay? Because I'm not going to pay to a random wallet address, because otherwise somebody can just go and find a transaction hash and go, oh yeah, pay me the $50 into this particular MetaMask account, So you need to give me the transaction and show me the wallet that you made the buy from, and that is the wallet I will pay the $50 into. So just to be clear on that, get that ticket opened. Andy, is there anything else you want to cover off?
I think you've covered most of the things there. There's just, as you said, Simon, there's still a lot of conversations going on behind the scenes. And I got an email back from Don Jolly last Friday night saying, yeah, let's crack on. So we're just trying to get together with him and his agent this week to get the contract sorted. But with Simon not being well and me getting COVID, we're a couple of days behind on things. But we'll try and get that teed up this week. There's a couple of hopefully other comedians that we've been talking to getting signed up and coming on. I know one of the other guys involved in the project heavily is going to a NFT conference in Miami next week, alongside a couple of other people who've been involved in the project. So they're going to be talking about the token, the NFTs, us being in the metaverse. So there's lots of great opportunity coming there. But yeah, I think that's about it, Simon, for the minute.
Yeah, okay. So we're coming up towards the top of the hour. I think I'll dedicate the last 10 minutes to questions. If anybody wants to put their hand up, we can get you up on stage if you've got anything you want to ask us directly. Jane is here. Let me see if we can get these people on stage. I'll bring you on one at a time. So if you put your hand up, I think Jane's come on first.
Hey everyone, how's it going?
Hey Jane.
I have two questions actually, Simon. One, my question is about the apartments, how they're tied to the minted NFTs. If, let's say, the original minter did not verify their wallet using Collabland, and then they sold the asset, and then the person who bought the NFT has a verified wallet in Collabland, who gets the apartment?
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Yeah. So I have a list of all the wallets at Mint, so I'm able to check whether you're on that list or not.
So if the original minter does not verify in Collabland, then regardless of whether somebody else purchased that NFT with a verified wallet, that apartment just won't exist. Is that correct?
Well, if I'm completely honest, we're going to have to see as a project how this plays out, because we all know that there will be technical challenges. Okay, so if you are on here and you are verified and I've got your wallet address, I can check 100% that you are owed the codes and the apartments. And that's a manual exercise that we will undertake, and that's going to be quite a lot of work. That's why part of this is the lead up to the 19th of May. I don't want a load of people jumping in. Say we announced that the apartments were available tomorrow, I will not be able to undertake the amount of work that's going to be required to check all those wallets within 24 hours. So why we're obviously encouraging people to get verified, and then we will then have in our hands a whole bunch of codes from Future Tech to issue to yourselves. Now, if you are verified, there's a verified holders chat. I will then be saying to those people, here's, I want your wallet address, and I'm going to issue you the codes. I will then check your wallet address against the original list of minters, and if that ties up, I will issue you X number of codes, depending on how many jungle cats you've got. I understand there will be some people that just want the apartment and are not going to verify themselves. There is a possibility that I open up the opportunity for somebody to open a ticket. For example, if I opened up a Google form for those people and they have to enter their wallet address and their details, I can then check them off and then still issue them a code. I would rather not do that. So I'd much rather everybody verifies themselves, because in reality, we know that the people who are on this group and attend the AMAs and are taking part, like yourselves, and we're very grateful, those people get first in the queue. What will happen is, and this is, well, maybe this happens, maybe this doesn't, as soon as we open up the claiming of the apartments, I imagine there's going to be a load of people come forward saying, well, where's my apartment? Where's my apartment? And I'll say, well, have you listened to any of the AMAs? Have you been on there in the last 6 weeks? Okay, you probably haven't. Here's a Google form, fill it in, and you can get it, but you're not going to be at the front of the queue, because I'm not giving those people the first dibs on the apartments. That wouldn't be fair. So if you're here and you're following along, you get the treatment you deserve. Whereas we all know that probably that first week after the 19th of May, people are going to FOMO, and the people who have not attended and are going, where's my apartment? You've had 6 weeks to get involved. You've probably then had another week of chatter going on and a lot of noise on Twitter and all of our other socials, hence why there's a 30-day claiming window. And if they can't be claimed within that 30 days, then they will be lost. Now, they won't physically be lost, because we as a project are not going to throw them in the bin. We may then reserve those ones for other activity. It's not to say, beyond the realms of possibility, that I turn around and say at the end of on the 29th day, right, here's a competition for everybody else who wants to win one, because some people haven't been bothered to claim. But we won't know that until we know how many people come forward. So hopefully that's not too vague.
So my understanding is that we need to verify our wallets by the end of this month, right?
Yeah, you've got, ideally, the quicker the sooner the better. But what I could do, I'm thinking of on the fly here, we could put people into a queue to say, if you're verified before X date. Now, if that was, let's say, a week from today, you will get alpha. You will get the codes first, because I'm going to be working through these sequentially, and that'd probably be fair as well. So yeah, let me think about that over the next 24 hours, and I'll put an announcement out that says, if you do X, you will get in the queue first.
Okay, great. Thank you, Simon.
Cool. We've got, let's see if Smart Beast wants to come on stage. Are you there, Smart Beast? You're still on mute as far as I can see. I know I was speaking for quite a long time, so may well have stopped listening. Hello? I see your mic's just gone live, so have you got a question? Okay, I can't hear you if you're speaking. I'm going to invite CryptoCat onto stage while we're waiting for Smart Beast, but if you get your mic sorted, do speak up. CryptoCat, have you got a question? Yeah, I realise I probably gave a very, very long answer to the previous question, which meant other people disappeared off the request list. Are you there?
Hi, Simon.
Hey.
Can you hear me? Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it takes a little bit of a little bit of time to get prompted for the unmutes. So just to let you know. I just question about the Dome token. You said you're staking. Where are you staking making that a night or night swap?
Yeah. So the joke. Oh, you mean Everdome? No. So
Yeah, the dome token.
yeah, if you go to the official Everdome site, hang on, let me call it up while I'm on here. So I'll give you the right URL: everdome.io. There's a staking part on there, and you can tie your token up for as little or as long as you want. They're trying to get you to stake it for like 365 days. Personally, because I think that gets you, I'm guessing here, like 2x, right? But if you stake for 30 days, I think you get 1.7 or something like that. So I've just done 30 days, and I'll stake and restake until such time as I'm either selling the token or hopefully it's one that does really well.
Yeah, no, I don't think it will have a problem doing well at all. Also, would it be worth creating roles now for qualified apartment members to maybe just start so they could have roles accordingly, right? The ones that have already been verified.
Yeah, that's a cool idea. We'll get that implemented for sure.
Just to work away, right?
Yeah, because the way it's going to happen is I'm going to get issued batches of codes by the guys at Future Tech, and then I'll be able to hand those out. But it's going to be, unfortunately, a cut and paste effort, and we will have to manually go and check, because obviously each of the apartments is costing us quite a lot, and we can't. That said, for example, if you get an apartment that would have cost you $20 in the Infiniverse, it's going to be one that would have been worth $40 or $50. So we're getting 2 or 3x on the price of what we're paying for them, because we secured a cost per apartment at the point of agreeing it with Future Tech. But the point being that you will have a completely bespoke joke apartment, which nobody else is going to get. So if you've got, if you did multi-mint at the start, you're going to get an asset that, maybe you can sell 1 or 2 of those reasonably quickly within the Infiniverse for a lot of Metacoin, because once they are then yours, the only way you can buy and sell them is within the game, and that's with Metacoin. But I would personally hold off for a couple of months after that, because I can see a scenario where the NFT marketplace into OpenSea, for example, opens up for the assets within the Infiniverse.
Right. Yeah. And you have a snapshot already, right, of that verified.
Yeah.
People. So I mean, yeah.
Yeah. At the point we closed, so when we closed the mint, we then took a snapshot of every single wallet address in there. So the easiest way for me to then check is have you as a verified holder and have your wallet address and check it off the list, and then I know, for example, if you max minted, you're owed 10 codes, which I can cut from my list to paste to you. You will then go to Multiverse Online, put those codes in, and it will allocate you the apartments.
Right. Okay, thanks, Simon.
Cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
great.
Anybody else while we're here, because we're just over the top of the hour, and I don't want to extend it too much, but anybody else got a question? Otherwise we're going to close this out. No hands are going up. So Mark, have you got anything you wanted to add at all before we cut off?
I'm good.
Yeah, I just wanted
Good information.
Yeah, I know we've got
exciting stuff.
Yeah. The other thing I would like to say is, please, can we all try and move everything over to Discord in terms of chat, because I really could do without having to police Telegram because it's getting ridiculous. There's some spam going on and all that sort of thing. I see Smart Beast, your mic went on and off again. I don't know whether you want to ask a question. Doesn't seem like the mic's working. Maybe better luck next time. Or just
Yeah.
I was just saying, Simon, what we could do, and it's something we talked about before, but we didn't want to do it before the mint, is we just lock down the chat on Telegram and put a sticky pointing everybody to Discord.
yeah, we
Yeah,
can.
pen.
Yeah, we can do that. Yeah,
We should maybe look into doing something like that
cool.
So
for the resistant one. So,
Yeah, and
Yeah, so you gotta do both of them at the same time. That's just too much. It's too much crazy stuff going on over there.
yeah, and so Mark, you'll be the first to know when the new website is up, and you can just cast your eye over it in case there's any amends, and then we can really get to work on promoing that.
awesome.
We also have the NFT marketplace should be coming in about a week, so Andy and I are looking at that, but that needs to tie into the new website as well. So we'll be branding that up. It's the trouble has been the tech has been built and the marketplace is ready, but the brand on that needs to tie exactly to the brand, to the Jungle Cat brand with the token. So that everything ties together nicely, which is what's going to happen. So yeah, all good stuff.
Hey,
Awesome.
okay, Simon. Sir Jokes a lot. He wants me to have an AMA this week, so I just want to let you know while we're on this. He told me to let you know. I mean, not an AMA, but a Zoom. I'm sorry.
Oh, Zoom, yeah. Get it organised, and let's because he's got a lot of information that we also all need, and
so he said he wants to have a Zoom with me and you. So whenever we can set it up, just let me know. I'm just telling you now while we're on the line.
Cool. Yeah, get it arranged. We'll do that.
Okay. Hope you feeling better, Andy, and good to see you, Mark, and everybody in the project, man. If y'all keep on being patient and faithful, it's gonna turn out good for everybody.
Well, I don't think we need to be. Now we've got a date in the sand for in the 19th of May for that drop. That's what we're all aiming to as a project now, and we need to grow steadily. And it's probably come at a good time with the market. It looks like touch wood, the market is about to turn around. It's already starting to chug a little bit. So it'll be altcoin season by the time that happens.
I was just about to say it's about to be off season. I was just about to say it's going to be off season and it's going to be good.
Yeah. But wherever you go, if any of you are out there, if you're on Twitter, you're on Insta, you're on anywhere, right? Facebook, you're talking about tokens, please talk about our project, because there's so few people realize that we actually have delivered actual metaverse business, and it's looking like it is very possible we will be the very first business in the Infiniverse to take money across the counter, so to speak. There's somebody else wants to come on. Hang on, let me see. Donks wants to come on. He's a goat by the looks of it.
Hey guys.
Hey.
So I want to ask a question. Do we have to open a support ticket about the codes or?
What, to get the codes for the Infiniverse?
Yes.
Yeah, so it's going to be likely that once you're verified, I'll probably have a Google form that I'm just going to ask you to put your wallet address into. So I'll know you're verified because you're in the verified channel, and I'll just go to people, say, please, just paste your wallet address in, and then I will then put in return the codes. But I'm not 100% on, even the devs at the Infiniverse are not 100% on exactly how this is all going to play out. We've got to test it, make sure it works, and then we can hand codes out. So there may even be a scenario where we're getting a few of you to just beta test it with us.
Okay, yeah, for sure, bro. Thank
Cool.
you.
Are you in the Goat Society?
Yes,
Yeah. Are you staking your goats?
yes. Of course I am.
Very
All
cool.
4 of them.
Yeah, yeah. I'm staking my goats too. So, if anybody wants to look at how the staking's going to work, there's quite a good example on the Goat Society. It's goatsociety.io or staking.goatsociety.io. Maybe you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's the right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
But if-
staking.
yeah, if you go
Yeah,
onto there,
staking,
you can see how
Yeah.
they are offering goated token in return for staking their NFT.
Another question. I was trying to acquire some joke token, and I've been having trouble with the platform. It doesn't, like, the transaction always fails. Like,
Are you doing it on
is
night?
there another?
Are you doing it on
Yeah,
night?
on Night Swap.
Night Swap. If you're struggling with Night Swap,
Yeah.
normally the only reason is the gas. Are you buying using BNB?
Yeah, because I have my own token on BNB as well. So, like, I have the BNB, and I set the gas. I had opened a support ticket,
Yeah. Okay.
and I did the gas, but it didn't fix the issue.
Just
So I gave up on it and said I will come back later. But a good time to buy some joke tokens.
it's the price as if you look about a month ago, it probably bottomed out then, and it's stabilized now because we've got a lot more LP. If you're struggling with Night, try Pancake because we're on there as well.
Okay, good to know. Thank you.
Oh, we've got G-Dub wants to come on as well. I've started something now. Everybody wants to ask a question. Hey, G-Dub.
Yeah.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Yeah, cool. You good?
Yeah, good, thank you. Sorry, I had some audio issues earlier, so I hope I'm not repeating a question, but I was just wondering if you guys have made any progress with setting up the mechanism to allow you to charge people to come into the clubs in the future?
Yeah, so the conversation has been had with Chris, who's the lead dev at the Infiniverse. He's very confident that it's all going to work. First step will be charging via Metacoin. So you can currently buy Metacoin with fiat through your Oculus account. We would obviously only receive a percentage of that because Oculus take a bit, Future Tech take a bit, and then obviously if we're running a paid event with comedians, then they're going to take a bit as well. But the mechanism is there to do that. That we would, by the looks of it, have to have a fixed ticket price. So, for example, we might say it's $10 for somebody to attend an event, which let's say that's 1,000 Metacoin, and I'm making these numbers up, so nobody criticise me if I'm getting it wrong. But it will be X amount of Metacoin to enter through the door. Now, you guys as Jungle Cat holders won't be paying. So the tie-up between a wallet and the Infiniverse is being built now. You will need to have a MetaMask to do it. So, the guys at Future Tech said to me, we're not going to build our own wallet. Why would we do anything other than MetaMask? Because it's the most widely adopted. So there may come a scenario where if you are a Jungle Cat holder, you may need to move them into a MetaMask if they're not already in a MetaMask. And as I understand it, most of our Jungle Cat holders are in MetaMask anyway. But it's that integration that's being built alongside the ability to charge for a ticket the two things have to come exactly at the same time, because I can't let somebody into, like, we don't want to have a paid event that you guys can't attend.
Cool. Thanks for the info.
Yeah, it's let's put it this way, it's complicated, but it's a challenge for the devs.
Oh, for sure.
And the good thing is, and this is what I said earlier in the AMA, they're really pleased with us because we're challenging them to build stuff that they know they're going to have to use anyway. So it's not like they're having to dev it specifically just for us, and therefore they're not charging us for it. But we're sort of like their beta testers, so which is fine by me, because if we end up as the first business actually taking money in the metaverse, in MetaCoin, I know there's people in there charging in terms of like e-com, but as a proper transaction that's carried out fiat to MetaCoin to Joke, because eventually what we want to do, and this isn't something that I don't think I've put this in public knowledge, eventually we want to charge Joke token, and that gets split to Joke and BNB and added to the farm, which then goes back and buys more Joke token. So that then gives us an auto compounding growth on the token price.
Cool.
Yeah. So it should.
Yeah, I know it's all in the future, and I realize that you guys did buy some parcels in Pavia and Boss Plan. I'm really stoked about that. Yesterday, I had the pleasure of testing the brand new Milkomeda cross-chain DApp. So that's something for you to check out, which is going to be really cool for the future. I know you talked about sticking around in MetaMask, and using the Joke token through there. But that's going to give you the ability. Like yesterday, I bought Ethereum with ADA, and I paid about 2 cents in gas fee to do that. So really cool tech coming out, and I think that's going to benefit you guys in the future for those clubs in Cardano and in other metaverses that are outside of like Ethereum and BSC.
Wicked. That sounds brilliant. Yeah. If you can ping me some details, I'll have a look if it's if there's an opportunity to have a look at that.
Yeah, I'll send you info.
Cool. We all like getting Ethereum for 2 cents gas. Yeah.
Well, what's really cool about it is, I mean, the huge benefit is, I can now buy Ethereum and I can buy ADA without going out to the centralized exchange. So it's a gateway to the future. Get rid of these centralized exchanges and get all these transactions decentralized, which is really cool.
Yeah.
So,
we need to be able to swap fiat in and out on it as well, though, don't we?
Yeah.
So I don't know whether you guys, I've probably not mentioned it on one of these AMAs before, but we're involved with another project that gives you the ability to send any crypto. Well, they ask you to convert to USDC or USDT to a wallet where you get a credit card, and the credit card, or it acts as a debit card. So a debit card that you can use in the shops, or on contactless or on e-com, and it's literally we're helping them build their interface out at the moment. So we'll be bringing.
And you can use it as well, Simon.
Yeah, you can use it at a cash machine and everything. So it's a 1% fee, but you can literally transfer USDT and then the next day go and take out dollars or pounds out of a cash machine. So if anybody's interested in finding out how that works, you will have to contact me on Telegram for that one, because that's where that project lives at the moment. But I can share, if anybody wants to get involved, Andy and I have been testing it. The card itself costs you a couple of $100, but once you've got the card, like I say, you just transfer to that wallet, we've not done very much at all on it yet in terms of, I'm not going to transfer $5,000 onto one of these cards, but we've done, spend the wife's shopping and stuff like that, and it works really well. So other beta testers are spots are available for that. Okay, I've got nobody else with their hand up at the moment, so thanks for coming, everybody. I know I said I'd keep it short, and we've ended up at 1 hour and 20 minutes, so yeah, that's about as short as it is nowadays. But yeah, we'll catch you again. I think we've got another one scheduled for later in the week. We'll keep you up to date. I'll promise to keep the one later in the week shorter because there's going to be a big announcement Monday, Tuesday next week. So I'll call this one. Yeah, I'll call this one for now, and see you all soon.
All right. Cheers, mate.
Cheers, guys.